Hi, my name is Elton Masaki, and this is my PowerPoint presentation on technology and me. It's my personal timeline of educational technology. So here's my educational overview. I graduated from Iolani School in 1993, and right after that, I went to the University of Hawaii at Manoa. I got my Bachelor's of Education in secondary ed with an emphasis in music in 2000. And after that, I took a bunch of grad classes in a lot of things at UH, but I finally transferred to Boston University, where just received my Master's of Music in Education. Um, I've also just applied to UH for a PhD program in EdTech, where I hope to become a better teacher and hopefully teach some music courses online through technology. And I have plans on teaching at the college level someday. Here's my personal definition of educational technology. I think that educational technology is a gathering and implementation of various technologies, not necessarily related to each other or designed for educational purposes, to be used in an educational setting to teach or facilitate the teaching of students. These are my three websites on EdTech history, and you can go look at them on your own. So, this is the screen on kindergarten technology. In kindergarten, I know for sure we had a phonograph and record player, and pretty much when we did our class play, the music was played through a record player. We had pens and pencils and crayons. We had books. Our assignments were ditto copied, not Xerox copied, and I recall even seeing the ditto machine and copies being made. I know my teachers used typewriters because they didn't really have a computer, and chalkboards were used the most. We didn't have any whiteboards or smartboards didn't exist or anything like that. In high school, we had a few computer labs on campus with both Mac and PC computers, and they were just starting to experiment with LAN technology. And I remember thinking it was so cool to send messages to other people in the computer lab through the LAN. Um, we had word processors such as Volkswriter, ClarisWorks, and WordPerfect. We did have access to a copying machine that was located in the library. We had a TV in most classrooms, but not all classrooms. I think the TVs were split up by either by floor or by subject area, and I think all of my teachers had overhead projectors, and this screen is an attempt to duplicate the odd shape that the overhead projector made in my class. College technology. UH had a number of different computer labs on campus that had internet access. I'm not sure if it had internet access as soon as I got there, but eventually they all had internet access. And my class or my year was one of the first years to receive an email address. But it didn't do us much good because nobody else had email addresses at the time. There was widespread use of LAN technology, for sure by about 1995 or 1996. So we had internet access. Windows 95 and 98 were pretty much the industry standards during that time, as well as Microsoft Office with Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, which we used to make all of our spreadsheets and documents and presentations. I recall having a Sony Digital Mavica. It was a really expensive camera. It was like $1,000 or something. Um, and it used floppy disks instead of film, so that yeah, it was easy to take pictures. Picture quality was kind of bad though. I think it was less than 1 megapixel. One of my most vivid technology learning experiences came when I was working at Kamehameha, and they wanted a bunch of teachers to pioneer this new program called Blackboard, which was an online classroom. So I used it in my orchestra class, and there were only about 40 students, but by the end of the year we had over 133,000 hits. And we did things like distribute and collect homework. We watched videos, we listened to music, we did lots of stuff. It was really, really fun, and the students got a kick out of it. It was probably the coolest thing I've ever done as far as teaching, even though it didn't really apply to music.